I think we felt pretty good in the first one. Felt like we were rolling pretty good, doing some really nice things on both sides of the ball, and siding out at a really nice clip. I think we've got to be able to keep some pretty consistent just defensive pressure on. I think we're trying to depend a little bit too much on our block, and maybe we've got to be able to generate a little bit more. They outpassed us and outserved us. I think that needs to be a little bit of who we are. So that's a battle within the battle that I think we have to win all the time.
Jordan, you don't match up against her, but you played against Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything said? Was there any good laughs, any good lines, or just,
Yeah,
she had a heck of a match?
Yeah, no, she played great. Yeah, no, nothing was said. Just, obviously we played a ton of times against each other in Europe, and so, yeah, no, friendly. Relative, right? But we always want to win.
All right, so you talk about what you need to work on. Talk about the good things you think that you did do well tonight, Coach.
I still think we hit 254, I think, for the match. It's probably good enough to be in it, or at least to push them. We out-hit them, for that matter. I think our service game and our transition game was probably where I was most frustrated. We got some nice action, I thought, at the net. It felt a little bit all or nothing. Either we were stuffing it, or we weren't. And so we need to be able to create just kind of consistent touches over time there. And, I still like the way they play together a ton. I think they are working really, really hard to be who they want to be. And we're trying to find those fine-tuning, those small changes that I think we need to make as coaches to put them in a better position to be successful.
At the risk of getting away from the match, can you tell me about all your friends who came and those former players?
You don't want to know about them.
Oh,
we don't want to do it.
They said Barton?
Those are my college girlfriends. Yeah. They're my people. That's my tribe. That's my tribe. Were they ornery?
No, yeah, time frame. When did you guys all get together?
Early 90s.
How many people were there?
It was 4 of my girlfriends and my son, and a former player, and all their moms.
Love it.
Yeah, that's my tribe. Those are my people. A little off topic.
Either one of the players, it seemed like when they tied the ball game in that second match, it was like they were frustrated prior to that. Were you searching for something to put them back in that frustration mode? Because it just seemed like they just kind of caught fire a little bit and then you just couldn't get over the hump again.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if anything, maybe we let up a little bit on our serving, right? So they were in system a lot, and they're running a pretty fast offense, and so it puts a lot of stress on our blocking defense. And again, I think there is a little momentum, right? They're playing at home. I do think there's a little, shift in that. But again, I think we're trying to just be good on the next action, and I think we get a little bit too caught up on what's happening, in the past, and versus just, what's in the present. And so I think we can do a little bit better job of just moving on and being what's coming next and how can we attack the next play.
So how do you focus on the next? Speaking of moving on to the next, because you don't want to harp on the loss, what do you do to focus on the next?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a team thing, but also internal, individual, work, right? How can I not let my behavior carry on to the next thing, whether that's body language, eye contact, all those things. And so I think we're working with that, right? It's a constant ebb and flow, and right, the season's long, right? But I think we're just trying to be good over time. And so I think that we're just going to keep preaching that. But I think it's a lot of internal work, personnel too, right? So everybody's having internal battle in themselves.
One last question. What changes or evolution in the game have you seen in the last few years? Anyone?
Last few years?
Yeah.
The evolution of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I think we're transitioning more to the men's side, right? Playing with speed, hitting hard, but also, being smart. And I think a lot of autonomy amongst players, right? We're game planning. We're, trying to scheme a little bit as far as, having just the decision-making process, on the court. Because a lot of times, it's I don't know, the plays are going really fast, so how can we control things on our side of the net?
Suzie, not to prolong the agony, just got to ask one question for a story for next week. I mean, it seems like a lot of coaches now in the league are embracing this, the 6-2 and the dub sub. Can you just talk about your use of it and what you think?
Yeah, if I give you an honest answer, I don't always love a 6-2, if I'm being honest.
I hope you always would be with me.
Huh?
I hope you always would be with me.
Yeah, I think we have some pretty specific strengths, and one of those is our ability to ball handle, I think, over time. We have two of the best passers in the world, and we trust them to be able to keep us in system a lot. Jaylee Winters is another one who's played extraordinarily well and sees a lot of balls in serve receive. And we think we can be in system a lot. We think we have two very good setters. And it allows us to play, I think, a little bit more physically, both at the net and I think, use our most physical players, who's probably Conde and Emily Thader and Lauren Stivrins. So those are our three most physical players, and I think it allows us to put all three of them on the floor together. Stivrins has a skill set that allows her, I think, the possibility of taking a jump over there, and that we got to get more out of everybody, myself included. We got to do more, but sometimes in an effort to do more, you got to do a little less. We got to be really, really good at a few things, and a 6-2 makes it hard sometimes to do that because you got to be good at more things. So I'm not sure where we're at. We kind of continually evaluate it right now, but Stivrins hit over 400. The middles are hitting for high efficiency. We're getting a ton out of them.